Welcome back, parents. And this is our third episode of parenting during our distance learning and during the COVID-19 pandemic. And our episode 1, as you remember, talked about the power of parenting, looking at the fact that you were born with power and the 4 kinds of people: adders, subtractors, multipliers, and dividers. Now you as a parent, you're a powerful adder and multiplier in your child's life. Our second episode really looked at some of the technical and strategic pieces around distance learning with your child. And this segment really deals with connecting with the systems that you need and the systems that your children are connected to. And what do I mean by systems? Here's the reality, parents. We are all a part of a system, and a system of education in particular, a social system, a county system, a governmental system. We're a part of a system. And it's important to know all the different parts of that system that is impacting your child. So I'm just going to break down a couple of places. First, the first system, which is really critical during distance learning, of course, is your education system. And in your education system, you're going to find a number of things. Right now, for example, most school districts are offering lunch and food for their families. That food for most of those schools and districts are either being picked up at certain spots within your districts, or that food is coming at your bus stop and given to families there at the bus stop. So families you do not have to go hungry. And here's the reality, is with our children being home, they like to eat. And even though you have structured times for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, the fact is that they're with you all day long and that they are going to eat. So what that means is that if you need help with food, our school districts, they already have that food. And if parents and families don't use that food's going to perish. So what I want you to do is your school, for example, my school gives us a call every Monday and they say, we're coming to your bus stop and we're going to bring lunches and food enough for the week for your family. And they will have boxes or bags of pre-prepared food for us. So then we will simply go to the bus stops, pick up our food, and so forth. Now, some of you may say, well, you know what, I don't really want to, I feel ashamed doing that. Let me tell you, get the guilt and the shame off the table. There is nobody right now in this pandemic who can afford to say, I don't need any help. We all need help. We've lost our jobs. We've lost our businesses. We have lost our livelihood, some of us. We are on unemployment. We need help. And it is okay for you to say, I need some help. And call your schools and say, you know what, my family needs food. We had one of our girls from our Girls Taking Action program. I was so thankful. As we call our girls every week and we check in with them, we ask them about 3 things. One is, how are you? How's your mental health? And I'm going to talk about that in a minute as well. 2, how is your distance learning coming, which we've already talked about. And 3, what do you need? And this girl, they needed food. Their family had been homeless. They'd finally found shelter, but here they had a house, they had a roof over their head, but they had no food. And so what did we do? We helped them connect with the systems to get them food. It's very, very important. Your school, the first district, the first system that your children right now is very connected to is the system of education. And if you are not getting what you need, what I want you to do is to call your school. When our girl said to me, our family has no food and our family has no hotspot. I'm supposed to be doing my homework, but my internet doesn't work. My hotspot doesn't work. I had one family say to me, yes, I have my computer, but the charge cord doesn't work. Here's what I said to them. I immediately sent an email to the school principal and to the media department of that district. And I even copied the superintendent because I happen to know the superintendent, because I wanted them to know that you have students out here that are hungry, that have no computer access, that need supplies, that are not in school right now because they cannot access their education because of their lack of technology. And what I want you to do as a school district is immediately, I want you to send someone to prepare food for them, to get food to them. Why am I saying this? There's no lack of resources for you parents. There's no lack. Really, there's no lack of resources. The resources are out there. And what I want you to do, though, is I want you to ask. Your first thing is to call your school. If your school does not answer, you call your Board of Education. And you call that main building and you say to them, here's who I am. These are my children. Here's what we need. We need a hotspot. We need a laptop. We need food. And do not feel ashamed at all to ask what you need, because here's what we need. We need you to keep your children in school, period. We need your children to continue to go in school, and we need you to be well. So that's your first system. Your second system is to connect with healthcare systems. Your child and you need healthcare. I am so thankful. Our governor and our Department of Health, they have done an amazing job in Minnesota during this COVID-19 pandemic. And let me tell you, the resources are there. If your child is sick, if you are sick, if you feel as though you might have the COVID virus, call for help. Call your county hospital. Call your local doctor or clinic. Say to them, I need medical help. And then you go and you get medical help. If you don't have insurance right now, Minnesota's system in particular, and I'm sure there's other systems around the country that are saying, we will get you medical insurance right now, today, so that you can get the help that you need. If you want to be tested for COVID-19, there are testing spots all around the Twin City metro area, and where you can go and get tested for free. Let me tell you, parents, do not stay at home with your children sick or you sick and not get the help that you need. Now, some of you may say, well, Dr. Verna, with this COVID virus, I'm even afraid to take my child to the doctor. I'm afraid to go to the doctor myself. Let me tell you, I understand that, and I feel that with you, but here's the reality, is that you and your child, you need to be healthy. And if you need medical attention, do not sit at home and be sick because you don't have the resources, you don't have medical insurance, or you don't have money. Absolutely not. Now's not the time for that. Now's the time where you call that clinic, you go to that emergency room, you get in there, and you get the help that you need in the medical sphere. Now, there's medical, physical, you don't physically feel well, but then there's your social, emotional, mental health as well. There is a number in the Twin Cities. It's the United Way first call for help number, and it's 211. If you, for any reason, feel as though you are having a mental breakdown, feel as though you are falling into depression, feel as though you are having an anxiety attack, feel as though you are going to harm yourself or harm your family, harm your children, call 911, get yourself some help. Call the 211 United Way number, get yourself some help. Get into Hennepin County, get yourself some help. These are all systems that are available to you. They are there for you. These are systems that have been paid by us, the taxpayers, so that all of our families can have access to them, regardless of your situation. What am I saying to you? Your medical systems are there for you. And if you feel as though you need them, get the help that you need. Now, you may say, well, Dr. Verna, I don't want to tell anyone that I'm not doing well, that my mental health is in trouble. Well, let me tell you, parents, if your mental health is in trouble, your children are in trouble. Your family's in trouble because your children need you. They need you healthy. So you do what it takes to pick up that phone call. If you cannot call for yourself, call a friend who will call for you. Call the helpline, call 211, get the helpline. If it's an emergency, call 911, get yourself some help so that you and your family can be healthy and whole. The third system that I want to connect with you is the overall health system here in Minnesota. The Department of Health has amazing resources and they have updates almost every day about COVID-19. Go to their website, check and see what's going on, see what's happening, see what's available to you. Now, when I say available to you, that means that there are resources available to you. You cannot pay your rent. There's rental assistance that's available to you. Call your city. They have rental assistance available. Call your county numbers. They have rental assistance available to you. You cannot afford to pay, you lost your job. You cannot afford to pay your light bill. You cannot afford to pay your phone bill. Call your county. Let them know, I need assistance. I need some help. Call your city, call the mayor's office. I need some help. What am I saying to you? All these systems are available to you. And all really that you need to do is to call so that you can get the help that you need to either get resources to you or find a way to create pathways to those resources for you and your family. You don't have to do this thing alone. You really don't. The community, we are here for you. The systems, they are there. And the systems work when you work the system. Let me say that again. Systems work when you work the system. And why am I doing this? I'm doing this because I want you and your children to be well. And as an educator, I want your children to stay in school. I don't want the lights cut off so that they can't even study. They can't even do their studies. No, no, no. I want those lights on. I want your phone on. I want your heat on so I can make sure that you and your family are well and that you get what you need. Call your systems, get the resources that you need for your physical home, get the resources that you need for your education, for your children, get the resources that you need for your own health and for your mental health. Now, let me finish this segment by saying to your parents, of all times in our history, we as parents must stand up for our families and for our children. And we cannot afford to step back or to stop believing that we can do something about our situation. You can. Now, I don't know if you're a person of prayer. I'm a person of prayer. And I know that I have had to do everything that I am telling you, parents, I have had to do for myself. And in the process, I have prayed. And I've asked God to help me and help our family get through this so that we can be healthy and whole, so that we can stay, have some sort of happiness or peace. In the process, parents, your family is also looking to you. Your children are also looking to you for their cues of mental health, of social emotional health. If they see that you're depressed, if they see that you're anxious, all of a sudden now you're yelling at all of your children, you're beating your children, you're abusing your children, you're in trouble. And so are your children. Get help. No child deserves to be abused, and no parent deserves to just suffer. You don't have to suffer. Get the help that you need. Make the call 211, call 911, get the help that you need from your health, your clinic, go to the emergency room, go and ask your teachers, ask your school systems what you need. Why? Because I want you healthy and whole, and you cannot be healthy and whole if you are not asking for the help that you need. You don't have to starve in your home. Absolutely not. Get the help that you need. Go to your school, pick up the food. Go to your bus stops, pick up the food. Pick it up with a smile. Because what are you doing? You're saying, I am here because I want to make sure that my children are well, that my home is well, that I am well, so that we can make it through and we can survive through this pandemic and come out on the other side better, healthier, more whole, and that my children can continue their education. That is our goal. That is my goal for you parents. In wrapping up, you're a powerful person. You're a parent. Your children need you. The education system, we need our parents to stand up and fill that gap that we cannot fill right now because we cannot physically be there with your children to teach them. So we need you to partner with us, parents, to get this thing done. And we also need you to be healthy and whole and to get to the systems that you need to keep your family healthy and whole and to keep your children on the path of pursuing their education. I love you all. I'm praying for you all. And I want you all to do what it takes and to take these lessons from these 3 episodes and to put them into your life right now, put them into your family, and that things will go better for you and your children, and that you will be able to, as a family, come out of this pandemic stronger and healthier than ever before. Thank you so much. Please feel free to call, feel free to send an email. Let us know if we can be a part of helping you to get to where you need to be and get the resources that you need to be. We'd be more than happy to help. Once again, I'm Dr. Verna Price. I'm the co-founder of the Power of People Leadership Institute and the founder of our Girls Taking Action and Boys of Hope program. And I hope this series has been helpful to you. And I look forward to getting some of your emails and letting me know how it's been helpful. Thank you so much. Go for it, parent. Make it happen. And have a wonderful summer as well.